Hello my fellow whale watchers, welcome to my second video with audio commentary. This time there is a special occasion for it. I finally reached 1000 subscribers on my channel and I cannot thank you enough for your support over the last months. You guys are just fantastic. Your support has also brought me into the YouTube Creators Program a couple of months ago. So thanks to you, I now get monthly rewards, for example resources, operation passes and sometimes even new game items that I can then showcase on my channel. In exchange for your support, I also try to support you by showing tactics videos, giving advice and by organizing giveaways. So hopefully this will help you on your way to become a great player and to reach your goals in this game. But now let's come to the main topic of this video. While I speak, you will see a bit of domination gameplay in the background. As you may already know, the next update 7.9 will bring another big rebalance. Some gear will get buffed, but a lot of other gear will get nerfed. Roaches, Revenants, Fafnirs, the Hawk, they all will get a nerf that will make them less effective on the battlefield. Also many of the most powerful weapons that are currently in the game will suffer, as well as the last stand module and nuclear amplifiers. For more details on this rebalance, I will leave a link in the description of this video. This link will bring you directly to a page that contains the latest information that we all have today. But things may still change, nobody except Pixonic really knows. So, because of this rebalance, there are concerns that I hear quite often lately. My complete hangar got nerfed, what should I do, which setups should I build, which gear is safe from all these nerfs now and in the future. Let's start with the easy answer first. For the 7.9 rebalance, Pixonic has published a list of robots that will not be affected for sure, the so-called safe zone. These robots are Fenrir, Typhon, Erebus, Siren, Harpy, Mender and Demeter. So far so good. If you have only these in your hangar, you're safe for now. That may save you short term until maybe the next couple of months. But if you like this game and if you're planning to play it for a long time, we also need to look a bit more deeply into rebalances in general. Then we will find answers on how to set up your hangar in long terms. So today, in the first part, we will briefly look into what rebalance actually means. This is important because it will allow us to understand what's happening and why it is happening. Once we know that, we can then think about what we can do about it, so that we don't end up in a bad spot whenever seemingly random things get buffed or nerfed. The first thing to understand here is, what does the provider of the game actually want? Like any other company, Pixonic is profit-oriented. That's its main purpose, to generate profit. And profit-oriented companies usually follow a business plan which is mostly defined by the people that have invested in this company. In reality, it can be a bit more complex, of course, but it helps to understand why things are as they are. Simplified speaking, Pixonic was taken over by new owners some time ago, and today they need to follow a certain path to earn money. This is the choice of the owners. Question: if your most important way of earning money was selling in-game items and resources, what would you do in order to maximize profit? Well, what about this idea? We would add brand new stuff to the game all the time that is hard to get, except for cash, and overpowered compared to the quite good stuff that was there before. But for somebody that has quite good stuff already and got skilled in using it, it may not be enough of a reason to switch to the brand new stuff, right? So what needs to happen? The quite good stuff needs to be made weaker. Only then enough players will switch over and try to get the brand new stuff. And we will earn more money for selling the brand new stuff, right? So in short, because of money, profit and stuff like that, gaming companies such as Pixonic are not necessarily interested in balancing all things out. And it's important to understand that. Balancing all things out may be more sustainable in long terms, following a different business plan, who knows, but it will also simply decrease profit. So the term rebalance is actually a bit misleading. Because the newest stuff at this point in time, these are Cramolas, Rastor Smooters, the Capri, the repair amplifier, luchadors, these things will not be balanced now. The brand new stuff will never be balanced. It will always be OP. The only exception is maybe the Jaeger robot. I mean, this thing just never went off, but who knows, they may buff it even further in the future to make it work. Anyways, let's take the Smoothers for example, one of the most overpowered items in the game right now. They may actually be nerfed at a later point, and now comes the next important thing to realize. Most probably they will get nerfed only at the point when enough players run them on the battlefield. At that point, the company wants players to get the next generation of stuff that may come to the game, let's say 1 or 2 months later. And who knows what this will be, right? So that's a cycle that follows a pattern. And if you have played this game for a few years like me, you already know that cycle. This is how things have worked, at least in the last 2 years or so, after Pixonic has been taken over by these new owners. Let's just take one example for an item that went through the complete cycle from being overpowered to being nerfed into the ground, the Aojun. Everybody had one, everybody ran one, so Pixonic needed to nerf it multiple times in order to make players switch over to the Hawk. Well, guess what? Today too many players still run the Hawk. It has been nerfed already, it is not overpowered, but there are simply too many players that are still running it. So, in update 7.9 it will get a nerf. What a surprise. So the ugly truth is, nothing is safe from a nerf. If everybody started running Manners and Fenrirs now, because they are declared safe, it basically means just one thing. There is a higher chance that these will get nerfed in the future. Not because they're overpowered maybe, but because so many players have them maxed out and run them. And therefore, these players will not switch over to the latest stuff, and the company simply makes less money. So also for this reason, I never really followed these cycles. I did not want to fall for this trap and also tried to avoid spending money. Today, of course, it's a bit different because thanks to you, I'm in the YouTube Creators Program, and sometimes I get some of this brand new stuff for free that I then want to showcase to you guys. But before this point, I simply never had latest generation stuff in my hangar, and still I could survive Champion League. So for that, you need to follow some basic rules. It starts with the goals that you set yourself as a player of this game. What do you want to achieve? And then you need to develop your hangar in a certain way and stick to it. But all this and more I will discuss in the second part of this 1000 subscribers special. Until that point, thanks a lot for listening in and see you on my channel.